If I could go back in time and reverse all of the running injuries I had in college, I wouldn't do it. My running injuries made me a better person, and I'm thankful for them. My high school self would never believe I would say such an absurd thing today. Back then, I could not have been more serious about running. One missed day of practice would destroy my season, I thought. One poor race performance would sour my image as a star runner in the eyes of my teammates, friends, coaches, and classmates. My identity was completely tied to my running and to almost nothing else. Clearly, I needed to be taken down a notch, and it was not going to be of my own accord. Enter plantar fasciitis, a stubborn and painful inflammation of the tissue at the bottom of your foot. Sometime between my last race in high school and my first cross-country season in college, I came down with this terror of an injury. I was forced to severely modify my training during my debut college season. Swimming, aquajogging, and biking comprised most of my workouts. I ran some, but very little. I wore a boot anytime I wasn't training, including while I was sleeping. I kept in shape enough to keep at the national meet with my team, which was something, but I didn't have anywhere close to the season I had imagined for myself. Track season was no better. I ran a couple of indoor meets in extreme pain and then was forced to sit out the rest of indoor and outdoor track. In the summer before my sophomore cross-country season, I finally felt healthy again. My summer training was going well, and I was very excited for the upcoming season. Enter plantar fasciitis, other foot. Did someone say Groundhog Day? My cross-country training that year mirrored that of my freshman year. I did enough to participate on the national team again. I was pretty much too injured for track season again. I was healthy enough to run an outdoor track race in the late spring though, and it went well considering my level of training. I thought I might be able to salvage the rest of that outdoor track season. A week or two later, I sprained my hip flexor. It wasn't until midway through the summer that I could start training again. Fortunately, I had a healthy junior cross-country season, which turned out to be my only healthy season in my college career. During track, I managed to get such a bad bruise on the top of my foot that I had to take several weeks off during indoor. It luckily wasn't much of a setback, and I had a few decent races. We all know what happened in the spring of 2020, COVID, so the 3K at the indoor conference meet became my final race of my college career. And to think I'm sitting here saying that I'm thankful for all of that, well, it is true. First of all, my injuries forced me to separate my identity from running, a necessary process that wasn't going to happen on its own. Before my injuries, I thought if I wasn't a successful runner, then I was no one. I thought everyone cared so much about how I did in every race I was in, and I thought they would think less of me if I didn't have my best race or workout every time. I would think less of myself. When I couldn't run during a large portion of my college career, I had to become someone other than a runner. I was a hard worker. I was a nice person. I was thoughtful. Tying your identity to something out of your control, or even partially out of your control, is a recipe for unhappiness, and everyone should aim to identify with the positive qualities that are in their control. My injuries also gave me perspective. One missed day, week, month, or even year is not as dire as it may seem. There was a point when I thought that one missed practice would doom my season. I learned that this isn't the case, and you can still have success even if you don't follow the books with training. Despite doing the majority of my college training in the pool or on the bike, I helped my team qualify for cross-country nationals 3 times, and I was All-American that 3rd time. In track, I ran a national qualifying time the year that COVID shut down the world, and guess what? Through all of my struggles and times on the sidelines, no one thought less of me. If anything, people admired me for staying positive through these setbacks. Through my injuries, I also learned to enjoy cross-training. I was forced to aquajog and swim a lot to stay in shape and ended up really enjoying it. I went on to compete in the swim legs of multiple triathlons after college, and I'm now considering a full triathlon someday, which is something I may never have considered otherwise. I hope that anyone struggling with an injury finds this helpful to hear. There really is a lot of good that can come out of setbacks like this if you learn to look at them the right way. And one day, you'll find yourself in the midst of training, not an injury in sight, and the thing that you once thought was the end of your season, or the end of the world as you know it, will only be a distant memory.